And breaking news, Middle East tensions this morning. Iran says that new U.S. sanctions have closed the door at this point on any diplomacy. It has threatened global security and stability, according to Iran. President Trump signed an executive order yesterday designating Iran's supreme leader in a new round of sanctions.
The supreme leader of Iran is one who ultimately is responsible for the hostile conduct of the regime. He's respected within his country. His office oversees the regime's most brutal instruments, including the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Sanctions imposed through the executive order that I'm about to sign will deny the Supreme Leader and the Supreme Leader's office and those closely affiliated with him and the office access to key financial resources and support.
Joining me right now is the chairman of the Institute for the Study of War, Fox News senior strategic analyst, retired four-star General Jack Keane. And, General, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thanks so much for joining me. Well, your reaction first to Iran's reaction to these sanctions, and then I want to talk a little more about the practicality of these sanctions, what they actually do.
Well, first of all, the Iranian reaction is predictable. Words like outrageous, it's not going to lead to diplomacy. But look at what are we really doing here? The United States is removing the veil of deception that has shrouded this regime for years in the pretense that other administrations have had about their behavior. The Supreme Leader was president from 81 to 89. During that time frame, the United States, 2 embassies were blown up, and a Marine barracks in Lebanon was also blown up. In '94, when he was the Supreme Leader, we lost our barracks in Khobar Towers. And then the 4-year campaign targeting Americans in Iraq, which reportedly killed over 600. And as the Supreme Leader, the IRGC, or the Revolutionary Guard, and the Quds Force report to him. The IRGC runs the civil war in Syria. Assad's generals report to the IRCG generals, and they've lost 3 or 4 of them. So the 600,000 dead, Maria, in Syria, is the Supreme Leader's got that blood on his hands. While the ink was wet on the JCPOA deal in 2015, the Supreme Leader ordered the Houthis to topple the regime in Yemen, a regime that was friendly to the United States. So yes, it's about time we identified who's really behind this aggressive and malign behavior, and who runs this repressive regime, and we've called them out.
So I want to get to China in a minute, but real quick on these sanctions, what specifically do they do? I know that there are still waivers out there enabling certain European countries to still trade with Iran in terms of getting their oil and gas.
Well, the overall sanctions are really taking its toll, and the administration is tightening the noose. As you know, announcing sanctions is one thing, enforcing them is quite another. And that's what's happening here, and that's why the economy is being crippled. The specific sanctions dealing with the Supreme Leader will largely, I don't believe, have major impact on the Iranian economy, but he does own a number of companies out there that will tie him up, who are on the international market. And he uses that $100 billion plus as a slush fund to fund the IRGC and the Quds Force activities in Syria, Yemen, etc. So it'll have that kind of operational impact.
Meanwhile, all of this, as a new threat from China comes our way, hackers believed to be backed by the Chinese government infiltrating the cell networks of at least 10 global telecom carriers, according to a report cited by the Wall Street Journal this morning. The report says that hackers stole users' locations along with call and text records. What should we look at? How should we be looking at this as the U.S. and China are going to be meeting? The president meets with President Xi on Friday at the G20 this week, this Friday, and then you've got this major attack from Chinese hackers on our 10 global companies.
Yeah, I mean, I believe there's a two-pronged approach that's needed here. In concert with our allies, continuously expose China to the international community in what they are doing here with their offensive cyber operations, because it's not just the United States is impacted, it's all of our allies, and we've got to call them out. They are paranoid about adverse publicity. And the reason you can tell that is how quickly they react to it. The second thing is the Trump administration is moving in the right direction to use our very sophisticated, #1 in the world, best-in-class offensive cyber capability ourselves. We have reportedly just used it on the Iranians. We have got to fire back at these organizations that are doing this to us. And this administration has loosened up the regulations and issued executive orders that permit Cyber Command, which owns the offensive capability, to respond in kind. So those are the two things I think we really truly need to do, and take a multilateral approach to the problem with China.
So you don't think that this is directed by the Chinese government to infiltrate the U.S.'s telecom systems?
I think it absolutely is directed by the U.S. government. By the Chinese government. Yeah, absolutely. Everything that is done offensive cyber in China is largely done by the PLA, the People's Liberation Army. They have tens of thousands of people that are every single day doing offensive cyber hacking around the world.
Unbelievable. So, I mean, it's not a subject that the president would bring up with President Xi, though, in the middle of trade talks.
I think the more pressure on President Xi, the better, in my view. Absolutely bring it up.
Okay. Well, this is going to be some meeting this week. General, it's good to see you. Thanks so much.
Yeah, good talking to you, Maria.
General Jack Keane joining us there on a whole host of threats across the world.